Greetings, everyone. Excuse me. This is me again, Zahra Bazak. Um, and so I've kept the live chat open. I thought I would not keep it open. Let's see. Today at this time, I think I can take it again and again. I wake up with a curse, go to sleep with a curse. So with this religion and the Quran ayats on my mind, and also another curse is hay fever, so for which I have taken medicine, otherwise headache severe. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, so this is a curse in life, this religious curse. Sorry, if you're going to come here, I was thinking I cannot deprive the good people from coming here and those helping me asking very valuable questions, not for the sake of just refuting or wanting to just defend Islam, but for the sake of truth seeking, honest people, honesty, those are honest people. So I thought about it, although it does have a very bad toll on my health, and I get very angry, provoked, I feel. But I cannot deprive the other Muslims who would like to genuinely ask me questions and refute what genuinely, like for example, Lambarder asked me in my previous live stream that some Muslims say that if there are contradictory ayats, if there's contradiction in the Quran, then what do? You take the later ayat, right? So some Muslims, if they say this like this way, uh, it is good. You can ask me such a question, but then imposing your religion and telling me what to do and go to this ayat and get like Salah ad-Din said, make it a habit to read this ayat from Surah Nisa, the later one, and you start to act like a dictator with me, I will time you out now. And just for these some terrible people, emotional blackmailing will not do here. Your influence on us, on me, or those in the chat who are truly truth seekers, honest people, will not do here. I will time you out. Okay. Some of the questions from my previous live stream, I didn't get to answer completely, fully. Lambader asked me a very good question, saying that some Muslims say that if there are contradictions in the Quran ayats, then what we do is they take the later one and they say that the previous one has been abrogated. But that's not what God has said in the Quran. So we have to follow the Quran rules. Anyways, I explained to him many other ways that this should not be done, and it cannot be done. It has to fail in the first place. A fallacy takes place because you're giving your own opinion about Quran ayats, how to take them when there are contradictions, when in the Quran itself says this ayat, if you take this ayat, right? So going to that ayat again, which I cannot for the life of me remember which surah and which contradictions in the Quran. Here it is. So in the light of this ayat, you cannot say you know better than God. Where is it? If there were contradictions, I thought yeah, for the life of me, and reason. If you use your own like a dictator, command opinion, and order people around, bossy and bullying people. Here, it will not do. Brainwashing, emotional blackmailing, and all this bullying, using deceptive tactics to refute Islam for the sake of refutation arguments will not do. For the sake of truth, I will accept that. But nothing less than that. No soul can believe except by the will of Allah, and He will place doubt or obscurity on those who will not understand. No one can believe except by Allah's leave. Oh God. This is not about the contradiction, but use reason. Okay, we're here. I'm here. And Allah lays abomination on those who do not use their understanding. So Allah is asking here to use reason first and foremost. Otherwise, He will put abomination. So you would be going against this ayat as a Muslim to refute my arguments through the Quran ayats. I mean, my showing, not for this argument's sake, but showing contradictory. So we are here friendly, seeking, helping each other. If you know what it means. If you don't know what it means, I will time you out if you come here and harass me, bully me, and emotionally blackmail me, or just want to defend Islam for the sake of your ego. Right? It's enough now. So this will not be allowed. Another thing, so you can't go against this ayat. If you go against this ayat as a Muslim, please follow the rules of the Quran as I have told you earlier, reminded you, please. Okay? Thank you. Please, meaning, I would really appreciate it, because we are here to cooperate with each other so that we can help humanity see this out of this as it is. It's very difficult. This person, the mind is satanic at times, in other ways, and what it does, you see. So I will not allow such a thing anymore. No Pakistani Muslim here coming with their deceptive tactics. This habit you should not bring here, bad habit that you have learned. Through deceptive, dishonest means. Let's be honest people. Practice, and help me be honest. I will help you too. We're here to help each other. Yeah, so another ayat is, if there were many contradictions, it would have been other than Allah. So, Lambader, thank you so much for bringing that to light, that some Muslims, what they do is they don't even look at the Quran ayat and they form their own opinions on how to deal with the contradictory Quran ayats. If there were many contradictions, some Muslims, my goodness, what the mind can do really. I read Jiddu Krishnamurti. You really have to empty yourselves and look at the other side. It's not because I'm with the Jews or am I a Christian, or asking such lame, stupid questions will not do either. Sorry, I have to put it that way. You can ask questions. No question is stupid unless it is dishonest I'm also at times, I become dumb and, can't answer the question like about jizya and what other was it? Zakat, right? The amount, how much is charged. So I said, sorry, I can't answer that question. But let's be honest. Honesty is the best policy. So, okay, for the honest people here, no question is stupid for you, for me, on that. When you are honest, you bring about, there's no question that is dishonest. But the intention counts, very much so. So then you would be, arrogant and all that, that will not do here. If there are many contradictions in the Quran, it would have been from other than God. This is a curse on me. I was born in this curse as a Shia. Later on, I found out what a curse it is, and it's ongoing. So I was very happy to leave Pakistan, and I'm an ex-Pakistani. I'm so glad. Please don't remind me of that country I was in. And some of the Pakistanis' dishonesty, and by hook or by crook, accept Islam, your way or the highway is not going to work here. I will be very harsh with Pakistanis, Muslims, who come here and use tactics to defend. They think they're defending Islam, they're defending their own ego, because they're not even going with Allah's, the rule of the Quran ayats. And I've pointed that out to Salahuddin many times. And today it made me realize in my previous live stream after that, we close the door on Pakistanis. We say, leave that country. Oh, Allah, save me from the wicked people. That Quran ayat. Oh, Allah, these wicked people have oppressed me. Save me. Let me do hijrat. Where's that Quran ayat? I can't find it. But it is there, right? Other than Allah. I keep forgetting the problem. Other than Allah. You see, what you could be in is an emotional insecurity or the insecurity of your ego, which is very, very dangerous, which can harm people's reason, consciousness, psyche, everything. Unhealthy people you're producing, as you have in Pakistan producing, and terrorists on your motherland. Surah Nisa at 82. Please have a look at this. Again, you are not above the ayats, right? No one is. Not even Prophet Muhammad is. You are not above Muslim religious scholars who have studied everything. And then someone comes here and says, you have no knowledge. It is sufficient, the knowledge that I have about Islam. It suffices. Contradictions have come. Zainab bin Josh suffered. Zaid suffered. If Zainab bin Josh is more on in the hadith side, I tell you, Zaid bin Josh suffered. Zaid bin Harith. Zaid bin Harith suffered. My tea. I've just woken up with a headache. I've just taken an anti-allergy. There will be some confusion. I'm not that alert, but in all this, I'm struggling. I will make mistakes. I never said I'm perfect. I'm not. My lecturer in London said, just because someone fails, she was telling us in her class, failure is not that you are a failure or loser. No. Just because you failed in an exam doesn't mean that you are a failure. Don't define yourself with that. The one who keeps trying, it's not called a failure. So please remove that, wash off the bad things in your culture. Divorcee is a divorcee, stamp on her, and all this, the way you mistreat the divorcees, disrespect them. And the West gives us that dignity. Respect. Even their men give us that respect. If you failed in life, or if your husband divorced you, that's my teacher redefined, said this is not failure. Failure is having tried, okay, you failed, but you kept trying. A failure is not trying at all, not keeping on trying, not wanting, how should I say it? Oh God, English is also gone. So, or lack, you don't have any knowledge. The ones who have knowledge don't see this contradictions. They find every clever tactic to defend their religion, saying that if there are contradictions, right, they're using their own opinion. Please see this. They're not using the line of the Quran ayats, the line of a Quran rule. So at least they see the contradiction, right? The contradiction is there. Then what do they say about this verse? So I bring you back to this verse. So once I failed to completely answer Lambarder, saying that some religious scholars or Muslims, let's say, okay, say that if there are contradictions in the Quran ayats, then the later one we take and the previous one is cancelled. The previous one is cancelled and we take the later one. From where did you do this? Get this. Against the Quran ayat, when there's a Quran ayat saying, is there a Quran ayat saying, if there are contradictions in the Quran, take the later one, cancel the previous one? No, it says about the cancellation and the abrogation and the new ayats coming, it says. But about contradiction, it does not say it like that. You have to be very careful. Eminent religious scholars, some Muslims, You are using your own opinion, do you not see it? Against the Quran ayat. If there is a Quran ayat which says about contradiction, then it is not you who decides how to use those contradictions, whether to take them as abrogated verses. That's where even the Shias may have faltered. Because, no, or maybe not, because they kept the peaceful verses and they said, no, they can't be abrogated. So they take the peaceful verses with the violent verses. So this. So contradiction, you cannot give your own opinion, ijma through ijma and counseling and this and that. Because there's a Quran ayat that explains clearly. If there are contradictions in the Quran ayat much, it would be from other than Allah. It does not tell you if there are contradictions in the Quran ayat, what you should do is cancel the previous one and take the later one. Hope this is clear, crystal clearly explained right now, right? Okay. Even the Imams tell us that we cannot go against the Quran ayats. If any of our sayings go against the Quran ayats, which are clearly explaining the topic at hand, or the topic, right? There is no dubiousness or obscurity or things like that, or contradiction in it, or unclear, ambiguous ayats. If our sayings are against it, throw it. Or you are explaining something which God has already made very clear, explained it in the Quran ayat, and your saying is contradictory to this Quran ayat or that Quran ayat, then rad kar do, reject it. And I was also thinking of human development in Pakistan. So any Pakistani Muslim type dishonesty will not, I will time you out here. You know, someone in Karachi on a motorbike came to, told my cousin, Salam alaikum. And the gun was under his, thing he was hiding. The gun was in his hand, but he was hiding it under something, a cloth or something. Give me your wallet. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi, like that. Assalamu alaikum, like that. Pakistani style. Assalamu alaikum. And give me the gun. No, give me your wallet. The gun was under his cloth. That's how he stole the wallet from my cousin. So please don't get deceived. There will be Muslims coming and saying salam. Very good behavior. Very good behavior. A thief also had very good behavior in Karachi. And so I go to this ayat here. Where is it? On one hand, we have this now. Surah Al-Imran. I'm a bit slower than before, I think, because of the headache, the thing. So please bear with me and excuse me for that. This is a curse. Here in this ayat it says, it was thanks to Allah's mercy that you were gentle with them. Had you been rough, hard-hearted, they would surely have scattered away from you. So pardon them and pray for their forgiveness. And take counsel from them in matters of importance. So this ayat the Sunnis take against Shia, saying that, well, Imam Ali was not chosen one. For there's ijma, the Rasulullah was asking for, like, taking counsel from the wives even, from his wife Salma, or some like hadith coming. Someone showed it to a Sunni. I was at a Sunni Muslim on TV, Karachi, or YouTube. It was, I was like, really, like Rasulullah takes counsel, advice from his wife. There's a hadith. Who was quoting? I can't. I think I remember his. I can't remember his name. I remember his face. I think so. Or I may be mixed up. Rasulullah was taking counseling from his wife Salma. Is there a hadith? What a great man he is. Great man. But what that respected religious scholar forgot is there are ayats here. So I'm not picking on him, but if you are thinking like him, and like the Sunni Muslims, he takes counsel. So through ijma, through election, like you can appoint a caliph. There are three methods, I think, that the Sunnis have. Instead of God chosen, like Prophet Muhammad was God chosen, right? Hope you get it. So where was I going? Yeah. So then you see against Surah Fat ayat, we have these Bedouins. So you're not supposed to be harsh with them and forgive them and take counsel from them. The Bedouins realized, what are the Bedouins? What did they realize? That this prophet was not even forgiving them. He has been very harsh with them. So Sunnis, maybe this verse has been abrogated, the previous one. Now he's not taking counsel. It says here, so pardon them. Now you're saying they're such hypocrites. Allah is saying, they didn't help me. You will be confronting such a mighty army. Surah Fat ayat 11, right? And what about the other verse? I will be going there too. You know which verse? Surah Azab. When a matter has been decided by Allah and Prophet Muhammad, the believers have no say in that matter. So I will not be giving Zainab bin Josh that he forced. I'm not giving you from the Shia hadith. But here it says, take counsel from them in matters of importance. Right? So when they give their opinion, it means, what does it mean, take counsel from them? So by mercy from Allah, O Muhammad, meaning you were lenient with them. If you had been rude in speech and harsh in heart, they would have disbanded from about you. So pardon them and ask forgiveness for them. So pardon them, meaning if they don't want to go, let's say a case comes like the Badwan case. We are told in Surah Fat ayat, not in a hadith. Surah Fat ayat 11. So pardon them and ask forgiveness for them. What did they say? Ask forgiveness for us. He's not a true prophet. He starts to say, as Allah has said, that these people are hypocrites. They say with their tongues what is not in their hearts or with their mouths. And consult them in the matter. Oh, oh, oh. As it is, it's also very shocking every time a new verse comes up. It shows me that there are contradictions against this verse. Now, those Bedouins, I think they were Muslims. Consult them. Washower, let me just sorry. Let's see what this.
وشاورهم
Shower. In the matter. So consult them in the matter. Then when you have decided, then put trust on Allah. I mean, there's ayat which says, had he listened to you people, all your desires and all you would have suffered. And then it says that the polytheists say that he's all ears. Can't reconcile what I can't understand, even though going through commentaries of Shias, I don't understand. So by mercy from Allah, you were lenient with them. You were lenient. And if you had been rude and harsh in heart, they would have disbanded from about you. Yes. So by mercy from Allah. So pardon them. This doesn't seem like, with the other ayats into consideration, doesn't seem like a. This seems like this doesn't seem like that the same messenger from the other ayats. So pardon them and ask forgiveness for them, and consult them in the matter. And then God gets very, very. In fact, He starts to say that when a matter has been decided now by Allah and the Messenger, believers have no say in that. And when you have decided, then it is for Him to decide. Then rely upon Allah. Indeed, Allah loves those who rely upon Him. Maybe it doesn't mean Muhammad. No, it has to mean Muhammad because, or does it mean believers? So it was by some mercy from Allah that you have been lenient with them. No, then, there has to be prophet in this, right? Lenient with them. Had you been stern, and if you had been stern and harsh of heart, they would indeed have broken away from you, around about you. So be clement towards them. You know what clemency is. Be clement. This seems like what Abu Sufyan bin Harith said. That we were so open, high-minded, and our opinions mattered. But then, you see, he's a tyrant. This verse is great, but this verse isn't. Let me show you. Obey Allah. Surah 33, Ayah 36. But then here it says, it does not behove a believer, male or female, that when Allah and His Messenger have decided an affair without consulting them, they should exercise their choice even. And whoever disobeys Allah and His Messenger is straight to manifest error. Huh? What's this? So going to multilingual. Oh, God. Al Imran. Al Imran. Going to 159. Oh. Sorry, there's a lot of commentaries here, and it is a long chapter. So please bear with me as I go to 159. I just cannot reach the 159 by other ways, a shortcut. There's no shortcut here. I have to scroll through this. 159. Okay, the commentary here is, so pass over and ask for forgiveness. Harsh they would have broken. Consult them in affairs of moment. The deserters who had caused a disaster at Uhud deserved to be punished, but the leniency shown to them did not wipe out their evil deed of desertion. If the Holy Prophet had been stern and hard of heart, they would surely have broken away from him. Oh my goodness. So he was asked to pardon them in order to prevent. They're giving us the worst of scenarios about hypocrites in the, Al Imran verse. Okay, so we wanted to distinguish between the hypocrites and the Shias also. You see what they've done here? If the Holy Prophet had been stern and hard of heart, they would surely have broken away from him. So he was asked to pardon them in order to prevent them from making mischief. So he was asked to pardon them in order to prevent them. You see, if you pardon them, you would stop them from making mischief, even though they are the hypocrites and mischief makers. And let the divine, so it should go with all the mischief makers, right? If you pardon them, they've done mischief, then they will stop doing mischief. And let the divine mission of guidance and salvation progress unhampered. As an individual, the Holy Prophet was always inclined to mildness. He never first withdrew his hand out of another man's palm. He never struck anyone in his life. He was the sweetest and most agreeable in conversation. Those who saw him were suddenly filled with reverence. Those who came near him loved him. He was generous and considered even to his enemies, both open and hidden. He was sent by Allah as the mercy unto the worlds. I'm thinking of Zainab bin Josh and the Shia commentary on that. Sorry, on under the ayat of. So why did he force Zainab bin Josh Shias? Muhammad bin Bakr, your fifth Imam, says that. Oh, and so sorry, I'm acting funny, but this was I can't believe this. Because they remain in the category of those described. What about consultation? The Holy Prophet received the book, wisdom directly from Allah. Received the book and wisdom directly from Allah. He was the city of knowledge, Ali, its gate. He needed no advice from anybody. Take the counsel in the affairs has been mentioned in this verse to educate the companions to reflect and use their oh my goodness, roundabout. See, this is how the Shias, oh my God, I'm so, what? Mentioned in this verse to educate the companions to reflect and use their intelligence to understand the issue, which confronted them in their lives, so that by consulting each other, they might arrive at a rational conclusion and follow the reasonable advice. Reasonable. Whatever be the counsel of the companions. But the Holy Prophet has been asked to put his trust in Allah and act according to his own judgment. You see? So what a twist in this verse. You see? Whatever may be the counsel, this counsel is only by superficial. So who deceived you? And who tried to deceive Allah? And who tried to deceive the believers? Not us ex-Muslims. Consult them in affairs, but then at the end, what? He's such a clever, I tell you, he's shaitan of shaitans. Then when you have taken a decision, and his Shias are also like this. I mean, because they're following him. Oh my God. Because they're following him, I mean, what? Take their counsel in the affairs. In what affairs? Has been mentioned in this verse to educate the companions, to reflect and use their intelligence, to understand the issues which confronted them in their lives, so by consulting each other, not him. Oh, so the Holy Prophet and consult, it doesn't mean, and you see, because there's a semicolon here. Oh, it means and consult them in no. Shias, sorry, you're wrong. It's telling, this verse is telling, I could go blue with the Shias and the Sunnis. Your commentaries are wrong here. Consult them, and it's talking about Rasulullah and that he should consult them in affairs, right? Makes me cry. I can't take this. I'll take a break again. I have to. I'll start to scream and sorry. So I compose myself after the sleep. Oh my God, Allah. The shaitan and his followers.